the story get tainted when somebody was really there and really know the story. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So when you get a Pimpin' Ken and a Pimp C story, you know, it's talking about we sleeping on his mama couch.
Yeah.
You know, Mama West calling me, we busting moves for $15,000, $25,000. You know, niggas in Mississippi, the Goon Committee trying to kill my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because they said that he come to the show, I had to stand on them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because Gino, my little brother, that time he had some influence on them niggas. But they was finna literally, you know, put some work in on Pimp. You know what I'm saying? I was right there. I checked them niggas. I said, man, that ain't happening. He'll tell you. Gino, call him. He'll tell you Mississippi, them niggas is killers. You know what I'm saying? But I told him it wasn't gonna happen. He said, Ken, on your word, we gonna stand down. You know what I'm saying? But they was finna kill my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought he had violated because the show was at 9, Pimp didn't come in till like 2.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gonna talk.
I enjoy you, but I gotta ask you this too. I'm about to end this, but I was thinking about you, and I was like, man, you know, will there ever be a time where you'll do something? You know, Pimp been dead for a while now. Pimp C, you know, I'm a big Pimp C fan. Like, will there be a time when you'll, you know, do something? I seen they just did something for him in Houston where they had some of his clothes and stuff, or some clothes and people trying to. Will you ever do anything in memory or dedication to Pimp C?
Well, you know, because of our closeness and because he was like a little brother to me, and we actually, you know, that
was your partner.
I used to drive his Bentley. He used to drive my Benzes, and we used to switch cars. We lived in Westheimer. You know, he's like a family member, so I don't capitalize on his death like most people do. It's different for me, you know. It's like personal, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, if he wasn't a real friend, you know, me going to see him in prison, you know, seeing him broke, and seeing him come out to some millions, you know, I seen all that. You know, got him some money. You know, we had one brother give us $350,000 in Nashville. You know, so I mean, we have a different relationship. I'm like what you would call a dude. I'm the type of dude that I'm 100. You know what I'm saying? I don't move like the rest of these niggas. I don't benefit from shit. You know, like, you know, I don't hold no position in my organization. You know, I'm not the CEO, the CFO, or none of that shit. I don't care about that shit. I care about results. You know, I ain't into capitalizing on people. But Pimp C is in my heart.
Yeah.
You know, but let me say this: I am doing a movie on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I'm talking about furthering his name. Because without you talking, his name goes away.
But the movie,
but it'll never go away.
The movie is something that is dear to me, and I want to know who killed Pimp C. Okay. So, you know what I'm saying? We've been researching and talking to people, you know, like who killed Malcolm X. We're doing something similar to that. Because I think that the information that's been conveyed from 17 and from, you know, other people that I've talked to and we have interviewed, I think that it should be, you know, told, because a lot of people don't know the real story of how it would happen. There was some real situations going on with that, right? Mm-hmm. You know, some real people involved. And, you know, people, you know, that they may allegedly be involved, I heard was allegedly killed. You know, it was like a real movie, you know, then it was connected. It was like a lot of drama, a lot of suspense. There's a lot of stuff that went with that I didn't even realize until years after his death, after we put the investigation into place, right? So, you know, that's the only thing that I think that Pimp C would want me to do, is to reveal, you know, these secrets that people been wanting to know. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But like, you want me to know, you keep asking about who was in the sex tape.
No, I don't never ask you that. I told you don't tell me.
I was okay. Well, everybody always want to know about the sex tape. I don't want to know. But no, yeah. but everybody want to know about the sex tape. But do you know one thing about that? Never ever.
I know that.
Exposed.
Me and you talked about it.
I mean, you may know. It's people that know that I told on a personal level, but on camera, I never told that, because I didn't want to be the person that put that out there, and Pimp never put it out there.
All right, that makes sense. And I just, like I said, Pimp was a different breed when it come down to what he stood for, how he stood up for the South and the stuff that he believed in, and the music was dope. You know what I'm saying? It was fire. So at the end of the day, I think that when you see, even you, being that you was on songs with him, All of those
5 songs.
Okay,
Plus
songs,
the
of
UGK
course.
album
That right there in
and
itself,
the
that right
yeah.
there in itself is a whole movement and a whole illustration that pushes his memory on. So that's what I'm talking about. We can't let that legacy just lie dormant when
But
some of the things that happen in the studio, some of the things that happened in detail, the ways that he moved, you gonna know when it may not ever get out.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
Hey, it's a lot of sensitivity to that too, because when you talk to the family, and certain people capitalize, whether it's bond, or whether somebody did. For certain family members, got this to say. I've had people say certain things to me about that certain family members said, and I wasn't even crossing that line. I was just mainly talking up to you.
Yeah.
And somebody brought that up, like, man, Ken trying to capitalize. And I had to tell that person, I said, how's I'm capitalized on Pimp C death when I didn't even know that the conversation was gonna come up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, off the sex tape, but I didn't even know that it was gonna come up. You know what I'm saying?
But you gotta realize, you and Bobo were here, and y'all both real close friends with Pimp C. So it ain't here's my deal. A lot of people be talking crazy. Who capitalized? I don't want to hear none of that. I went out and bought those DVDs, CDs, cassettes. I went out and bought those. I'm a fan. I can talk about what I want to talk. I'm a grown ass man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a fan, and I'm gonna be exactly the fan I want to be. Now yours is different. You know what I'm saying?
But this is what I'm saying, right?
Go ahead.
So these niggas tripping, huh? If these niggas tripping about an accidental conversation, and if I was making money and throwing parties and shit, niggas be coming at me foul. And I'm the type of nigga, man, I don't want no smoke. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be arguing with no nigga about no little money, because that's little money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you got to be diplomatic enough and sharp enough to know how not to get. See, life ain't what you get into, it's what you don't allow yourself to get into.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times you don't see me do things, it's not because I don't want to do it. I would like to throw a party every day for Pimp C if that's what they want. But when you do it, you got people that might not be as sharp. Like Jay-Z can do something or Kanye can do something because they got money that you and I can't do.
Correct.
And it'd be hyperbolic. And it'd be live. But then we'd get mad. We like, man, that nigga exploiting, this situation because they got the paper. And that's how they gonna look at me. They gonna be like, man, Ken, you know what I'm saying? He know how to market, he know how to promote. He got real life situations. He got real content and videos on Pimp C. He can move better than anybody. Because I got hours and hours of footage of this man.
Correct. You and him
that ain't never been out. You know what I'm saying? I'll put some of it out, but it'd be in relationship to the answer. I want to know who killed Pimp C.
Okay, yeah, and it's the same thing. Like when I went to Marcy Projects and I interviewed D Haven. D Haven was Jay-Z's childhood friend.
Yeah, I remember.
D Haven basically when he came down here to Boss Talk. I went up there, but the thing is, him telling his story. People like, man, you talking about Jay-Z, blah, but that's his story. You know what I'm saying? He was with him. He grew up with him. He took a shot in the side and they was together. How can you not talk about somebody that you, and then the nigga, Jay put his name in the song, D-Haven, Caven, and all this stuff. So, and actually it's crazy because I remember watching a video the other day, Memphis Bleak was talking about how, I think Jay said that, he always be all right because he got millions, and he was making a reference, and I talked to D-Haven on the phone, and I was like, damn, like he was making a reference, say, man, that really pretty much made him feel like everybody think he got it now because Jay said that. Yeah. Now let's just reverse it and talk about how D-Haven felt when his name was talked bad upon from Jay-Z. You see what I'm saying? Think about it. It affects both ways.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody out there telling their story.
People telling their story.
They just so happen to not know new Pimp C or not know Jay-Z, but everybody telling their story.
They telling their story, and that's just how they go.
The story get tainted when somebody was really there and really know the story. You know what I'm saying? So when you get a Pimpin' Ken and a Pimp C story, it's talking about we sleeping on his mama couch.
Yeah.
Mama West calling me, we busting moves for $15,000, $25,000. Niggas in Mississippi, the Goon Committee trying to kill my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because they said that he come to the show I had to stand on them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Because Gino, my little brother, that time he had some influence on them niggas. But they was finna literally, put some work in on Pimp. You know what I'm saying? I was right there. I checked them niggas. I said, man, that ain't happening. He'll tell you. Gino, call him. He'll tell you Mississippi, them niggas is killers. You know what I'm saying? But I told him it wasn't gonna happen. He said, Ken, on your word, we gonna stand down. You know what I'm saying? But they was finna kill my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because they thought he had violated because the show was at 9. Pimp didn't come in until like 2.
Wow.
And them niggas was really heated. And I'm talking about they was some straight killers. But, those my little homies, you know what I'm saying? I got so much love with them. So, people don't know this kind of stuff, you know what I'm saying? They ain't been there, with me and Pimp, hey man, we up all night. Pimp telling me I'm the new Dr. Dre, I can't even make a beat, you know what I'm saying? I mean, this nigga like, Pimp and Kid, Dr. Dre can't make a beat neither. He said, Dr. Dre don't make his own beats. And I'm looking at this nigga, I'm like, nigga, Dr. Dre make his beats, man. He like, man, Kid, Dr. Dre don't make the beats. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we talk about Jay-Z. A lot of people don't know. Too Short, all them niggas could bum me. They know how Pimp really felt about Jay-Z. Pimp did not want to do that.
Big Pimpin'.
Big Pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? The record label had to give him a brand new Benz. That convertible Benz he riding in there, that Graver, they gave it to him because he didn't want to do it. Because Pimp thought, now this is his own thing. Pimp thought that everybody in New York didn't respect Southern rap. He said, them niggas, we ride Cadillacs and horsebacks. Them niggas would be they be walking around with Timberlands and book packs. I was there. All this shit was going on. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he thought that they were stealing, he thought that Jay-Z now was stealing the Pimp stuff, the Southern tune with Big Pimpin'. He said they just trying to steal our song. And, Jazzy Faye, all us in the, Jazzy Faye, they backed us up. We all in the damn studio, and Pimp doing this. He doing this. And I told the nigga Maroy, may he rest in peace, I said, Maroy, cut the camera off, man. Cause Pimp would tell it, he would say it. So, it's a lot of stories that people don't know, that people were there, that can verify it. Jazzy Faye was there. Too Short to tell you. When we said that Pimp head was swollen and it looked like somebody had beat him, me and Too Short, we walked past the cast together. We looked at Pimp, we said, it was a private viewing. It was only like 200 people, it was maybe 5,000 people at the funeral. Niggas don't have these stories, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so they be faking, you know what I mean? And they be claiming that they know Pimp. They don't know Pimp, man. They don't, Too Short. They don't know, man. People don't know Too Short. I know these guys, man. But I'm not going to speak on them because if I speak on them, they're going to say I'm trying to clout. I'm trying to clout, or whatever the word these young people call it down there.
Yeah.
So I don't really, get into that shit, man.
Wow.
But I gave y'all these stories just to make it graphic enough for people to say, okay, I never heard that.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk.